Hello.
Being a fat, ugly dyke, mostly dyke, I am teaching psychology of gender this summer. And number one, will you be a guest speaker?
So you don't care about your future earnings, got it?
Exactly. Well, I'm a dyke, so I don't really care about how I look or what I eat or anything either. But anyway, number one, will you be a guest speaker?
I would have laughed if you'd slowed down so I could hear you.
Thank you. I know, I talk really fast. My students tell me that too.
It's from all that gobbling.
Will you be a guest speaker for me?
Sorry?
Will you be a guest speaker
A guest
for me?
speaker for you? Mm-hmm. For what subject? For when?
Psychology of gender. It's gender, it's all gender. It's not just women.
I'd be very happy to. Yeah, sure. We can come and speak
That'd be
afterwards,
awesome. Even if we have to Skype you in or something.
Say again?
And then my second question was, I already know that I should be populating my material with factual feminist and whiteboard material. What is the single assignment that I could give my students that will really challenge them in terms of their thinking around gender, and what, basically, the assignment that you would give a student if you were designing a gender course?
Oh, yeah. The assignment I would give them is debunk the 5 most heinous feminist myths and see what they come up with. Most of them the first 2 will be obvious. After that, let's see what they come up with. Because the majority of what is taught in gender studies courses and women's studies courses is awful rot. But for my own personal edification, I would ask them to debunk 5 feminist myths and see what they come back with. You may discover some students horrified by the mere suggestion of the assignment. How dare you suggest that anything a feminist ever says might not be entirely accurate? Oh, that will tell its own story. So that's the assignment I would send. I would set. All right, thanks very much. Thank you. You'll be happier with a boyfriend, darling. You would. Yeah, I know, but because, look, on a serious point, there aren't really any lesbians. I'm not attacking you, so you seem lovely, but this is something that people don't really understand about sexuality. You know, men have been exclusively sleeping with men for the majority of their lives since 2000 BC. Juvenal and Tacitus are very clear on this. Female sexuality, as we know from all studies that have ever been conducted on this subject, is much more malleable, it's much more flexible. Women who sleep with women tend to have had relationships with men as well. So the old jokes about just needing a good dicking or she's just come out of a bad relationship do tend to be broadly accurate. There is a reason why things become cliches, because they're mostly true. I don't entirely believe in lesbians. There are, of course, a tiny proportion of, the dungaree-wearing types, with the short haircuts, your gender studies professors, who probably will never see a penis. More out of lack of options than preference, but... Well, this is this thing about asexuality. I'm asexual. No, nobody wants to fuck you. Good Lord. No, I mean... For most women, lesbianism is a sort of reaction, it's a response. And this research is not done very often because it's so politically incorrect. But broadly speaking, I just don't really believe in lesbians, and certainly the lesbian domestic violence epidemic, which is something you don't hear very much about, but which is a huge problem that affects lesbian households. The lesbian obesity crisis, which last year the federal government had spent $3 million investigating to try to work out why dykes are also fat. It's money that could have gone to, I don't know, pride floats for us or something. You really want to waste money on LGBTQIA, PRS, ampersand, exclamation mark. They just buy me more Gucci. Don't waste money on working out why they can't stop eating. This is why we hate each other. And what was the other one? There's something else. It's the obesity crisis. There's... bed death is its own issue. There's something else as well. Domestic violence, obesity crisis. Oh, and earnings as well. There's reason to suppose, depending on how you do the numbers, if you do the numbers, like if you do by household, lesbians earn about the same as everybody else, but if you do it by individuals, they earn way less. So if you're a woman and you decide to pick a lesbian lifestyle, you're much more likely to get hit, get incarcerated, get fat, and get poor. And you're probably going to be really unhappy, so don't do it.
last question.